We're back with another great reaction video, and without further ado, let's go.
It is finally adding Cleveland Brown, and he's a part of a massive update coming soon. There has been so much future content leaked, from mythics to a fall damage medallion, but first let's talk about an upcoming superpower. If you kept a close eye on the trailer, you would have noticed Light Rider showing it off. This is the Surf Cube, a board made out of cube matter that's gonna make you feel like the Silver Surfer. Fortnite clearly saw how people wanted to actually move around rather than have a glider redeploy, so they're doing it in their own original way. It'll be here later in Season 3, just like mythics from the man himself. The headlining hero of the season is of course Super.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really a fan of this skin, this Superman skin. But the season is double use, fam.
Man, and sure, you can laser people with the sprites, but it will be super convenient if we could actually make use of Soup's powers for ourselves. And luckily, it won't be long before you can physically transform into him. You'll be able to super punch objects into the distance, laser enemies with your eyeballs, and of course, fly around just like Superman. It looks awesome. But I'm also excited for what might be the strangest Father's Day we have ever seen. So Fortnite hasn't really celebrated this in the past, and yet they're kicking it off with the 3 most random crossovers of Chapter 6. On June 15th, the Item Shop will update with Bob Belcher from Bob's Burgers, and he's gonna look insane holding a gun. That's not all, you'll be joined by Hank from King of the Hill, which is one of the most iconic TV dads from the 90s. And I have saved the best for last because the final drop will be Wave 3 of Family Guy. That's right, Cleveland Brown is gonna be here, and he's the only member of this group who we actually have photos for. This is a set in its full glory, and thankfully, they didn't make him super buff. They're not stopping there. While the collabs will get your attention on Father's Day, the true gift for any dad will be this bundle. It includes a lawnmower emote and the most dad shoes I've ever seen. It's perfect. Although I'm more excited for what sounds like the best medallion of 2025. Soon, we'll be able to get our hands on the fall medallion, and it's exactly what you think it is. This will permanently remove fall damage no matter how high you jump from. It's gonna be a game changer. And so is this one, which will literally block a headshot and recharges over time, which sounds insane. I will say, judging by the name, this could be a scrap version of Daigo's medallion. That's one way to know what we're missing out on. Now, if you're familiar with the Battle Pass already, you'll know about Haley Sky, who could transform into her true form, the Storm Beast. Except this is not just a cosmetic. Soon, it'll be an actual item. We'll be able to find her pom-poms, and this will physically turn us into the Storm Beast that can slam enemies with high damage. And look, I know we're on day 1 of this season, but leakers have already revealed more about what's next, and yes, new information about the Simpsons have been confirmed. Now, it's not going to be Season 4. It'll be our final theme of the chapter in November, and it's going to be a month long just like Galactic Battle. It will also have its very own map, totally separate from the Chapter 6 island, entirely themed around Springfield. Apparently, it'll be the same scale as your average reload map, which sounds amazing. So what comes between now and then? Well, there's an entire season between them, and it's gonna be a bug invasion. Honestly, we've criticized Epic in the past for recycling themes, so I'm glad to see something brand new. Maybe there will be a Helldivers 2 collab, it will be perfect. I just hope we're not fighting giant tarantulas, because that would be an instant nope for me. Now let's go back to something you could play within the next few weeks. Sure, new medallions are on the way, but the main powers this season are booms. Only 4 of them are out right now, but there are 27 in the files. I don't even have time to cover every single one of these, so let's go over the 4 most exciting ones. Carry Revive will pick up players instantly after carrying them, while the Polarity Pickaxe Boon straight up sends vehicles flying with your axe. There's also the return of Soaring Sprints, and personally, I can't wait for the Emergency Bubble power that spawns a shield around you if your health drops below 25%. Over at the Supernova Academy, you can catch your first look of 2 upcoming superheroes, and they're the guys you know and love. Both Peely and Fishstick can be seen on posters with their very own hero costumes, and it looks like the SF stands for Superfish. Epic loves to tease future skins on the map, so I wouldn't be surprised if both of these guys hit the item shop in the next couple of weeks. But they're not the biggest set getting foreshadowed right now. In one of the rooms, you'll find this place dedicated entirely to our next festival artist. And it turns out, it is not Daft Punk after all, it's a different DJ, deadmau5. Even if you don't know or like his music, you gotta admit he's gonna look sick as a Fortnite skin, and he's even teased in Ziggy's loading screen on the shelves. Keep an eye on the Academy Tech Labs though. According to Fortnite, there's going to be more of these around the map as the season goes on, and it'll give us over 7 exotics to go alongside it. 3 of these are out right now, but soon we'll get the unstable Spire gun, which will supercharge this LMG with a different bullet pattern every shot, whereas the unstable DMR will replace some of your bullets with explosive ammo. Personally, I'm interested in this item that's super early in development, the unstable grenade. There's no photo right now, but apparently this will bounce in any direction at random, which sounds chaotic in a good way. Now, I've been talking about companions a ton these last couple of weeks, and originally we thought Crypto the dog would be our first guy. Personally, I wish this was the case, but on the bright side, the new season has given us a bunch of new information. So here's exactly what you could do with companions once they release. You'll be able to actually give them a name as long as it's safe for work, and they won't just blindly follow you. They are straight up NPCs that belong to you. They'll react to tons of situations with emotions like being alert, encouraging, shaking with fear, and even joining in on your emotes. But more importantly, they could revive you, mark chests and weapons, and you can send them to areas and call them back. Now, obviously, this sounds extremely pay to win, which means there will 100% be a default companion given to everyone, so we could all enjoy the feature equally. And now that we're in a superhero season, of course the collabs have already begun. Sure, Superman and Robin are staple characters, but what about anime heroes? Well, that's why Saitama from One Punch Man is coming to Fortnite, and it's only a matter of time before he shows up. Not a rumored collab either, it was basically
Hear me out. Hear me out. I was talking about a Ben 10 collab, fam. But I suppose it's gonna be too much. But like my thought process was a Ben 10 collab with the Omnitrix as the medallion. Let me cook. Okay, let me cook. I thought that would be really dope. Imagine turning into any one of the Ben 10 characters or having their superpowers as a part of one of the medallions. You know what I mean? I thought that'd be fire. But if you've made it to this far of the video, please make sure to smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. And let me know how you guys are feeling about this new season in the comment section.
confirmed by Epic themselves last season when they added text for Saitama and Darth Vader's AI prompts. Also, the collab leaks get even more verified when you check out what they announced at Unreal Fest last week. So they ended the show with the reveal of both Star Wars items and creative, and the release of an official Squid Game crossover for the final season. That's right, after years of playing unofficial maps, we are actually getting Squid Game outfits and items in UEFN, and maybe even Battle Royale. Also, did you know there's another live event happening in just a month? I know, we've gone from one per year to now 2 of them before August even hits, except this time the event is going to be a part of Fortnite OG. The Blast Off event is happening all over again on July 26th, and it'll bring back the Visitor with a new remixed outfit. In fact, it's going to be a continuation of the storyline, not a reimagining. This new Visitor and event are going to be slightly different to the one we experienced back in 2018. But before we do that, let's talk about regular BR again. The Ballistic Shield is making a return very soon, and I think the best weapon that'll counter this is the Base Boost. It'll finally be worth picking up. And if you're one of the millions of people who play both Rocket League and Fortnite, you'll be glad to hear that soon all of your favorite toppers will be coming to the item shop. So we'll finally be able to put hats and items on our cars, and if you already have them in Rocket League, they'll transfer over for free. What about accessories for your skin? Well, kicks are still coming in every update, whether it's Nike, Vans, or Adidas, but they still never beat Fortnite's originals. Because soon, you'll be able to pick up a pair of chicken slippers to put on your feet, or even puppies. Something else around the corner is the next video game collab. Now, you would think in a season all about heroes, it would be something like Marvel Rivals coming back for Wave 2, but instead, it's Poppy Playtime. Yeah, it turns out Mob Games announced they had content in Fortnite coming up soon, and while we don't know if this is just like a UEFM map by them, I wouldn't rule out getting skins too, just like Squid Game. Speaking of which, it's probably where Fortnite will debut the next player shoving feature. This was leaked last season, and now it's actually in the files and works exactly as you would expect. Currently, it's only set to be used in UEFN, which makes sense to push other players off in Squid Game, but maybe they'll even bring it to BR in the future, which will be hilarious. Until then, you can still ram enemies or teammates with your car. And this will be even better when you can do it with the Ripper. It is one of 4 cars updated this season to be ported over from Rocket League, followed by Takumi and Jackal. Some of these are even free if you played the game before it went free, so expect to see them appear in your Fortnite locker in an update soon. There is also the Ford Bronco, which is coming later this update, already in the files, styles and ready to drop in the shop. I will personally be copping this one. What's also been added is Cypher's Trap Tower. Obviously, it's not new because if you played during Chapter 3, you'll know this is one of the rarest items in Fortnite, only existing for a single tournament when his icon skin dropped. For whatever reason, it is back this update, so maybe he'll be getting another cup with the chance to use it again soon. There's also files for a new guided missile in the works, and it's not the one for OG either. Last season, we got to mess around with it again after years of vanishing from the game, and well, it looks like Epic listened to how much players love using it, because they're now working on a new one for BR that mixes the best features of the Rocket and the Falcon Scout together. This one can speed boost through doors, mark players in the area, and even burst through wooden walls without exploding. So basically, it's the overpowered era of the guided missile all over again. Then there's another collab with a different superhero academy, the X-Men. Well, we've already got a lot of them in game, but it turns out that Rocket League is working on bringing their collab items to Fortnite, so what better occasion to do so than to introduce more characters like Nightcrawler, Beast, or Jean Grey. Now, if you've played a couple of games and been in the middle of the map, you might have noticed there's no train driving around. Well, it is currently stuck on the tracks, but it won't be like this all season. Thanks to Fortnite's own blog post, you can spot it moving again in the station at Utopia City. Then there's a weapon returning that a lot of people are excited about. Take a look at the gameplay trailer and pay attention to Killswitch's segment. Those guards he's fighting are holding pulse rifles. Yeah, one of the coolest weapons could be making a return soon, firing fast.
The only thing I can think about when I see these pulse rifles, Allier, man. Allier, bro.
At the hip and slower, but precise when you ADS. Something else that could be making a return is Dragon Ball. Both the Nimbus Cloud and Kamehameha were re-added to the game files this update, but with no sign of them in game, so it could be one of three things. We are either getting another wave for the anime soon with the return of the Mythics, or they're adding them to UEFN to make maps with, or it is purely being reused to make other powers this season, but hopefully we get something cool. If the superhero skin's on your style, then you'll also be able to pick up some returning packs soon that have been updated for the shop. Both the Lava Legends and Saint Academy quest pack will be coming back this season, and they are real money packs, so you won't have to reserve your V-Bucks if you want them. That is everything coming this season.
Shout out to my boy Top 5 Gaming for the W videos, man. I'm really enjoying this season so far. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the chat, but until the next video, y'all know what it is. I catch you on a stream soon. Progress Guy is out of here, man.